There we go. How about now? Now do we have sound? Someone tell me if I have sound. There we go. How about now? I know we have sound because I heard it on my computer. Okay, so we should be good. I don't know. I must have fat fingered the little microphone thing. Okay, good. Whew, sorry about that. Everything I said was just completely, and it was, the pearls of wisdom were amazing, and you missed them, but I will give you the Cliff's Notes version, which is, be sure to set your clocks back an hour tonight when you go to bed. Most of them will do it themselves, but there's nothing more confusing than having one clock say one thing and one clock say another. What time is right? I don't even know. Okay. All right. So here is my card for today. Now, this is also the card that I took as the swap for our retreat. I wanted something that was a little bit different, not just a basic card, because I wanted them to have an opportunity to play with something that they might not do on their own, but I also didn't want it to be too difficult. And that meant that a bay window fun fold was just the ticket. So I used some Elegant Pine Snowflakes DSP and the branching out bundle with the stamp set and these frame dies. And then I grabbed a couple of sentiments from, actually one sentiment from the Wishing You Joy set. So I used that set on the front, and then I used the From Our Family to Yours on the inside. So bay window card, real easy and real fun. So let's go ahead and get started. Hey everybody, I appreciate you guys coming. All right, this will all be on my blog tomorrow. And so you don't even need to take notes or nothing. You can just watch. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by throwing everything around off here. I'm going to get my trimmer out, and I have a 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of pecan pie cardstock for the card base. All right, our first score is going to be at 1/4 inch, a 1/4 inch, which is right there. Okay. So just kind of hold the paper down. The hardest part of this is being sure you're using the right blade on your trimmer, okay? Light gray is the scoring. If you use the dark gray, it's still going to be at the right spot. It's just going to cut it off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Mary Catherine, appreciate you coming. All right, next up is 1 1/2. Again, with the light gray score blade. 3 1/4. I have a lot of favorite fun folds. I know. How many favorites can you have before it becomes ridiculous? I don't know, but this is certainly one of them. It's super easy, but it's really cool, and it stands up to display and take pictures of, which is very handy. The next one is 4 1/2 inches, and then our final score line is 5 1/2. Okay. And that is all we need the trimmer for at this moment in time. So I'm going to start at the furthest one in. So this is the 5 1/2 inch line, and we're just going to fold it in half. And when you are doing fun folds, it's even more important than when you're just regular card making to make sure that you get everything folded straight. Hey, Susan from chilly North Florida. So tell me, what does chilly mean in North Florida? I don't know for sure. I mean, here it's been chilly all day, but it's like 60 right now. But that felt chilly when we went out. So then I'm going to fold the opposite direction. Now, if you didn't do anything else, this would be a book fold card. Do you see that? So it's really kind of the same. Next up, I'm going to fold towards, and away. Okay, so now we can get those scored and burnished good. And this is what you end up with. Okay, so this is going to adhere, and then you have your bay window, just like that. See it? Okay, so we had valley, mountain, valley, valley, mountain. Or mountain, valley, mountain, mountain, valley, depending on, your point of view. So let's go ahead and do like we were making a book fold. 50 degrees this morning, 66. Yeah, when you're used to 75 and 80 and 85, that would get your attention, I'm sure. I'm going to take some liquid glue, and between the 4 1/2 and 5 1/2 inch score lines is where I'm going to put a little bit of that liquid glue, and I'm going to adhere. I got a little carried away. I let it go dripping all over the place. will adhere the front to the back, just like that. A la book fold, just like a book fold. See what we have now? Now you can really see the bay window. All right. So the next thing we'll do now is we're going to make the window stop. And that is a 1-inch piece of pecan pie cardstock by 4 1/4. And I'm going to use some Elegant Pine Snowflakes DSP. I have several pieces already cut. So these are going to go on these 2 bays here. And then we have a piece here that's going to go in the center. And then I have 2 more of that same design. One will go on the book fold and one will go on the window stop. That's what I'm calling it. It's not an easel, it's a window stop. Hey, Karen, I appreciate you coming and making yourself known today. Thank you so much. All right, so we're just going to use some liquid glue and adhere it to this piece. So that's a 7/8 by 4-inch piece of DSP on the 1 by 4 1/4. I mean, sorry, 4 1/8 inch, sorry. So 1 by 4 1/4 is the pecan pie, and then 7/8 by 4 1/8 is the DSP. Now, sometimes you can decide that there's an uppy downy. I'm gonna say that's up just because that sprig is kind of going up. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna use some dimensionals, and it's a little hard to say, but pretty easy to show. This is gonna line up with the top and the edge all lined up, and you're gonna pop it up, but you wanna leave a little gap right there for this little flap to stick under, okay? So this is the direction I want my DSP going. So I'm just going to turn it like that. And I'm going to put dimensionals along the outside edge for sure. So let's get some dimensionals there. Hopefully I'm not saying things in such a way that you're like, I have no idea what she's saying. Okay, so these are going to be the dimensionals towards the outside. Now I'm going to put another row of dimensionals, but I'm going to keep them, let me move that out the way, like a little bit away from that edge. See how I've gotten real close to this edge? I'm going to stay away from the edge so it's got room for that window to get in there. That little window piece, that little 1/4-inch piece. All right, you see how I did that? So this is the side that's going to go in towards the inside of the card, and then it will give it a spot for the bay window to go. All right. You know what I missed the most at the retreat? Of all the things that I didn't take was my little dish. So every time I needed to take dimensionals off, I had to lean over the trash can because I was still trying to give the impression that I was tidy and stuff. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Susan. I appreciate that very much. Okay, so I have all the covers off, and I'm still making sure I've got it right side up, the way I decided arbitrarily was up. And we're going to just adhere this right to the end of the card base, the back of the card base, like right there. So I am aligning this edge and these edges, okay? And then you can see how it's popped up, and I've got that little gap there. And then when you slide that in, it's got room to go. It's got somewhere to go, okay? I could have even gone a little further. It's not quite going all the way in, okay? So go a little further than I did, but that'll be fine. Nope, I'm gonna fix that, you guys, just because it's bugging me. That will bug me all the rest of the day, possibly into the night, okay? So I'm just gonna push those back a little bit. Because you know how I am. I'm maybe just a little bit, you know, overly concerned with it being exactly right. But that's how I roll. Sorry. So you'll get to see what I do with dimensionals that I don't like. You just kind of roll them off like that. See how I did that? So you can just do that just like that. Okay. And then I'm going to roll this one off. And I'm going to put a whole nother line on that edge. Yep, that is how important I felt like it was. Just saying. All right, so we're going to come back a little bit further than I was. Let me keep that straight edge towards the edge like that. I always worry a little bit that you guys will think, geez, she really doesn't know how to make cards. But here's the real truth, y'all. I don't care how long you've been doing it, how experienced you are going to make a mistake, I assure you. So just remember me saying to you in your ear, not to worry, it's paper and ink and adhesive. Just fix it. Just fix it however you need it to be. All right, so let's try that again. All right, and I just left those on there. They got plenty of sticky on them. They're fine. Just line that right up. Again, lining these edges and the bottoms. Okay, now when I stick that in there, it's going to go much further in, and I'm going to be so much happier. I would have gotten up in the middle of the night and fixed that. Are you sure? Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. I got myself a little too hot. Okay, so let's do some adhering of our DSPs. I'm going to put another piece of the dark, this is Secret Sea in the back. Isn't that gorgeous? I just think Secret Sea is like the best color. It is absolutely one of my very, very favorites. Here, we'll just figure that's up. And I'm just making a normal reveal around the edges and my fold right there. And then I picked 2 white pieces for these 2 end panels, if you will. I thought that went together nicely. There's so many different designs and colors in this DSP. You could really pick any of them that you loved. Maybe use a different color base and different designs in the DSP. Just make it your own. The bay window card is really cool for showing off DSP. And did I mention it's really easy? That's the best part of it, is your recipient's going to get it and be like, oh my gosh, is that the most amazing card ever? And you're going to be like, oh, it is. And it took me hours, days even, days, I tells you. So you're the only one that needs to know that it's super easy. Don't tell them. Okay, look, there, that looks like up to me. All right. You know, when I made my kits, I made 14 kits for the 2 retreats, and about 6 of them I cut this. This is a 1 5/8 inch wide, but on about 6 of the kits, maybe only 4, I made it 1 3/8. So people were like, Mary, I don't think this is right. I was like, you are correct. It is not right. It is so not right. Okay. Now, on our inside, we're going to use a piece of basic white cardstock that I cannot make pick up off of my desk. Here we go. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to, it goes this way. We're going to stamp that sentiment. Oh, I didn't get my inks out. Let me grab my inks right quick. I was so busy putting everything away that I forgot to take it back out. And that made you think I've put everything away from the trip, but that would be an inaccurate depiction of reality. Okay, so I'm going to use From Our Family to Yours. This one is from Branching Out, and I'm going to put it like right there on this piece, just like that. And then we're going to stamp some. Hey, Amy, it's okay. It's all right. You just missed me fixing a little oopsie that I made. It was all fine. Not a catastrophe, but you know. Okay, now we're going to make some pine boughs. I love the Branching Out set, right? You get 2 beautiful boughs, and then you get all sorts of different pine boughs and pine cones. I am using this shorter pine branch, and then I kind of like this little single pine bough because I can really put it wherever I want it, right? Because you don't want me to put it where I don't want it, do you? No. Okay, so let's go ahead and ink this up in Pecan Pie, and we're going to bring him in from the top like that and stamp him just like that. Okay, next up we're going to add some pine boughs with that single bough that I was speaking of. And this is where you just can do whatever makes you the happiest. All right, I'm stamping this in Mossy Meadow. I do love, love, love Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler at Christmas. It's like my favorite green All right, and you can kind of be doing whatever you want here. I'm just putting them out at these little ends of the branches because that makes sense in my head. And let's see, let's do one right here, like that. And I may put another one, but first, let's go ahead and put some of these. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate that. We're going to put some of these pine cones. Again, as many or as few as you like. I do try to keep it an even or an odd number. Did I just try to say even? Oh my gosh. Y'all would have fallen off your chairs if I hadn't fixed that, huh? Okay. And I am trying to get the little end of the pine cone. See it right there? The little end. I'm trying to get it hooked to the branch, but you know, if I don't, I probably won't stress over it. Y'all just laughed. I know you'll be like, oh yes, she will. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's go ahead and do 5 right there. And I'm gonna I really want that one to have, you know what? Let's put another pine bough there. That's a good idea. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That'll be okay. I know it's gonna be an even number, but I think it'll be all right. We're gonna put one right there, like that. Oh, there we go. I think that's happy. That makes me very happy right there. All right. So let's go ahead and adhere this to the inside of the card base. We'll use a little liquid glue. As always, if you prefer to use Stampin' Seal, you absolutely can. Just remember, when I'm using liquid glue, it means it's a non-dimensional adhesive. So whatever adhesive that's not a dimensional you prefer, you are 1000% able to, you are cleared and hot to use that. Okay, so we'll just get that adhered like so. And I am going to, because I really love them. Uh-oh, I didn't get my faceted snowflakes out. Just a minute. Just one hot second here. Except I don't know where they are. No, I don't know where my open pack is. So I'm gonna open a new pack. I love these. This is like one of my very favorite embellishments. You get cherry cobbler, pretty peacock, and clear. And I'm going to use a cherry cobbler on the inside here. And you get 2 sizes of each color. And I'm using a large one, and I'm putting him right there because I like it. All right, so there we go. That's our inside. Now we're going to make our decoration. What you'll see is you'll see that I have used the next to smallest branching out die. That would be this one right here for our white piece. And then I used the next larger one to cut out a mat from earthen toned metallic specialty paper. Beautiful, beautiful. I love that paper. Beautiful. And I have those right here somewhere. Here they are. I found them. You thought I had lost it. Maybe I had. Okay, so let's take, our first thing we're going to do is put our sentiment on, because that's going to kind of, I know, she's had a rough day. She went out and she went walkabout for a little while. You know, then she had to come running back with her ears flying because she knew she was supposed to be here where nothing could get her. All right, now this is the sentiment that I used from the Wishing You Joy set, all sentiments, okay, all Christmassy sentiments, and I've used this pretty scripty one that says, "May your Christmas be bright." But you can see you've got the same sentiment 3 times in 3 different fonts. So you have the same with Wishing You Joy, Sending You Cheer, and Noel, all in 3 different fonts. So 3 different sentiments, 3 different fonts. You gotta love that. It'll fit whatever your project looks like. I'm going to stamp in the bottom corner right there. Let me make sure I'm getting it straight. The only thing more embarrassing than a crooked sentiment is a crooked sentiment made with a photopolymer stamp. That is just, whew. Okay, so be sure you don't rock when you stamp down. Just press it down and let it set a second if you are concerned about getting, yes, that's me serenading whether you wanted me to or not. But if you are concerned about getting good transfer, just let the stamp sit there for a second. Don't rock it back and forth or push it really hard, because that'll get you some halos that you do not want, okay? Now, we're going to do some more branches, and in the interest of efficiency and time, because you know that's my trademark, not, we are going to stamp our envelope at the same time. Now, on this one, I am going to go from like here, just kind of play with it until you see where it makes sense for you. We'll stamp that in pecan pie. And then we're going to do the same on our envelope, on the front of our envelope. Thank you, Judy. I hope you will have fun making it. I love the fold. I love the paper. I love the stamp sets and the bundle. It's very hard not to love pretty much everything used in this card. All right, now pine boughs. Oh, pine bough. All right, so here we go. And you kind of do want to make sure you're not like, you know, stamping over the sentiment unless you mean to. If you mean to, then that's different. So what I would do is if I accidentally went over it, I would immediately say, see, now what I meant to do there is stamp right over the top of the sentiment. And you'd be like, no, you didn't. I'd be like, uh-huh, prove it. And on this one, because I'm really close, I'm going to pull it back like that. See how it doesn't, you really can't tell that I've sort of, you know, cheated it there a little bit. Don't be afraid to cheat. That could be a broken pine bough. You don't know. All right, so I've got 4. So let's go ahead and put another one right here. And then I'm going to put some pine cones in a minute. But we're going to go ahead and put this on our envelope first. Oop, I just stuck my big finger in my pecan pie. Oh, dear. Okay, here we go. Don't forget to decorate your envelopes, guys. It makes the postman so happy. And I did learn a lesson a long time ago that you should decorate in the left corner. I used to decorate down here, and somebody was horrified that I had done that because of the way it goes through the machines. And so I said, okay. So ever since then, I have been decorating in the bottom left corner. All right, that is 6. So I'm going to put one right here, and nobody is going to know that it didn't have a thing to go to. Because why? If you make a little mistake, like I did right there, pull out your Stampin' Right marker, or here, I will show you because some of you may not have a Stampin' Right marker soon. You can take your light pecan pie, blend, just take the brush tip and just draw in a little terminus right there. Did you see how I did that? You never know that it wasn't there to begin with. Don't be worried about the fact that the Stampin' Right markers are gone. You can fix things with your blends as well. Okay, so let's get this, and then we're going to stamp us some piney cones. Piney cones. Pinny, pinny, piney cones. All right, here we go. Yeah, I don't know why I sung that. That was weird. Okay, pecan pie, pine cones. Now, I suppose if you wanted and it made you feel happier, you could do the branch in early espresso and the pine cones in pecan pie. But I kind of think they're all the same color, my personal self. Okay. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3.5. Here, let's put one. We're going to put one right there. It's going to go like that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. That, I don't like it. It's making me think it's even if it isn't. So I'm going to put one right there. Sometimes they come where there's not a little bumpy do. Okay, so that's that. And I will now do my envelope like a shoe. Even Amy said this was not a difficult fun fold. And Amy is not the first person to reach for a fun fold. Me, I'm pretty much always looking for one. But Amy is more clean and simple, which I'm not going to kid you. I envy very much. I see many of her cards and I say, oh man, I wish I'd made that card. But I hadn't, because this is how I roll. This is how I roll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's just make the postman so happy. I wonder if we did 6. I wonder if he would look at this or she would look at this and go, you know, this was a great card, except she used an even number of pine cones. Do you think? You think? I don't know. So we're gonna put a cheater one. Watch this. Watch this. I'm just gonna go right there like that. You never know the difference. Amazing. Okay, now to keep myself from making a terrible mistake. Hey, Karen, you're with Amy, huh? All right. The Stampin' Write markers are refillable. To be so seriously honest with you, I have never had great luck with them. So with them going away, it would be something for you to perhaps look at trying to do if you want to keep them around. My bigger suggestion would be to buy a couple of the ones you use the most often now and kind of keep them in reserve. Will they last forever unopened? No, but they'll last for a while. Okay, so there's the front of our envelope. Now we're going to pop this sentiment up on its mat with dimensionals. And then we're going to use a little bit of Secret C faux linen ribbon on the back. And then we're going to get more dimensionals. Exactly. There are too many dimensionals sometimes, but I have yet to find that threshold. The threshold where I go, oh my Lord, that's too many. That is too many. I don't think I know where that is. It's like the edge of the universe. I don't know where that is. Okay, so we're just going to line that up. Kind of different sometimes to dimensionalize the sentiment on its mat, but I kind of enjoy doing that. And now I'm going to take some seal. Oops. And I'm going to go, I'm just going to put a few little squiggles across there like that. And then I'm going to take a length of ribbon. This is that Secret C faux linen thread that I was telling you about. Let's go ahead and cut a angle on it. We'll cut another angle on this side. And then I may have to trim it down a little bit. Okay. So I am going to start here and then fold it back like that, and then fold it back like that, and then you can kind of look and see what you think. Yeah, I like that. We'll get that a little, maybe get that a little closer like that, and a little closer like that. Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to take dimensionals. Now here's the thingy. You really only want to put adhesive on this center section, okay? So what I recommend, especially given that this ribbon isn't very thick, I'm going to put my dimensionals right in here on the card front instead of trying to find center mass on the sentiment. Okay, so I'll just do like this. And before I take the covers off, I will double check that I like how that looks. And I can't see any dimensionals, so that's good to go. So now I can take the covers off and adhere that. And then if I need to, I can always slide another dimensional underneath with my tweezers. Speaking of which, look at this. Several people brought us little tweezers. New tweezers with pink pads. Aren't those fun? Yay! There's not ever too much chocolate. Nothing is ever too sweet. And there are no such thing as too many tweezers in your craft room. That is not even a thing. There you go, see? So sometimes if you just keep things closed, you will be good to go. That's good to know, Susan. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to just kind of keep this closed. And try to put it on sort of straight, Mary. And when you are making these, what you want to do is be sure nothing comes past this fold right here, okay? Because if you do, it's going to bend and do all sorts of weirdness every single time you open the card, and nobody wants to see that. That's never good. Now, as I said, I'm going to slide a dimensional under. This is what I mean by it. Slide it right under there to catch it. And I think I'm going to do one more up there just to give it a little bit more stability. Not so much to keep it on. The dimensionals that are already there are going to keep it on, but this will make it so it's not quite so pushy downy easy. Pushy downy easy. Okay. All right. Now, some more faceted snowflakes and we'll be done, hun. We'll be done, hun. I'm just going to use those cherry cobblers. I'm going to use a combination of big and little, and you can do whatever. I want that right there. Do I want that? Where do I want that? I want that right there. Let's go right there. That's good. And then we're going to put a few out on the card base itself. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want a couple down there, so I'm going to put them there. You can do whatever. If this is too many faceted snowflakes for you, first off, I'm not sure we can be friends if that seems too many. But if it is, use fewer. And y'all, I hate to tell you this, I hate to break it to you, but all we have left to do is add a little bit of DSP to our envelope flap, and we will be done. And yes, it's about 2 minutes longer than normal, but to be fair, I did fix my boo-boo, and that took up a little time. All right, so we're going to use this one. You could use the dark one if you preferred. Thank you, Daryl. I appreciate that. And yes, Karen, I hope you will try it after you get the written tutorial. I really do. I don't think it was terribly hard. I mean, the ladies at the retreat did not have trouble with it. And we even had a lady who had literally never, she was a scrapbooker, and she had never made a card, and this was one that she made, and she was quite successful with it. So it's not hard at all. It's one of those, haha, you thought it was hard, but it wasn't. And there you have it. What's cool is when you stand them up, they lay down flat to go in your envelope just perfectly. But then when your recipient gets it, he or she can stand it right up, and it displays just like that. You can't see how it is, but it's perfect. It's standing up just perfect. See, just like that. All right, guys, I appreciate you spending part of your weekend with me. I hope you've enjoyed the card, and I hope you'll be back on Thursday. I truly don't know what we're going to make, but it'll be something. 1 o'clock Eastern time in standard time, so don't be forgetting your clocks tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend, y'all. Thanks so much. Ta!